52.
Hi there, stranger. Welcome back to Hardspace Shipbreaker. Another day, another dollar, as they always say, or whatever. Last episode, we went through the intro, taught y'all about some mechanics, and we finished our first ship salvage. Here we are, day 3 now. We've unlocked access to the Mackerel Exo Lab, a deep research ship full of a lot of scientific instruments. A lot of electrical hazards on this one. This is a message, letting us know about electricity. Electric components can arc when removed, impacted, or damaged, causing other objects to be electrified. This hurts a whole bunch. And also, it'll ruin any salvage that we're trying to get out. So anytime we're trying to take out a computer, we need to be pretty careful. We unlocked our Mini-Me sticker for having a perfect salvage last shift. We can check our emails here, start the day off. Spares in use, safeguarding your career growth. With a noble profession such as shipbreaking, unplanned death is a natural part of the job, and our shipbreakers have bravely faced the often arduous challenges and risks of their important work. However, Lynx cares about the well-being and growth of our family. The introduction of EverWork spares to replace damaged or destroyed bodies allows you to fail safely, ensuring another day in the yard and another shot at improving your skills. So anytime that we die, I've talked about dying quite a bit so far. Hopefully, all things considered, I hope that y'all never see me die, because, I don't want to die. I'd like to get through this playthrough perfectly, but I don't see that happening. That's why we have 20 extra spares instead of this being a permadeath playthrough. Also, there are risks involved in spares. Sometimes you can have memory loss, or it just doesn't work, and then you're not doing so great. We can go over to our workstation, look at our equipment. We are not a high enough rank to start modifying our equipment yet, which is a bit of a shame. We can unlock tethers, which is very good. We're going to get those right away. An enhancement to the standard handheld utility grapple, the contiguous van der Waals field system, they're simply tethers, reduces the need for multiple shipbreakers to move a single heavy object. Very, very useful. Anything that's too heavy for us to pull with our grapple, we can pretty easily tether. And if we can't tether it, we can just add another tether onto it. Dusters, can't upgrade yet. Can't upgrade our helmet or our work suit. Level 5, we can get suit integrity for our work suit, which is very helpful. But let's start a new ship, start a new shift, and start paying off this debt. Little by little. We could do another station hopper transport. This one's got some electrical systems, but, we're all here for the harder ships. I'm sure people are here to see me struggle, have to think things out, and so we're gonna try and go with the hardest hazard level we have available, at least for a while now.
Cutter, it is my distinct honor and privilege to introduce you to the rest of the crew in our sector. Sound off, everyone.
Hey, Rook. Name's Liz. I was the worm until you showed up, so thank you. Now I get to do the hazing. What are you talking about? We don't do that. Welcome aboard. Don't listen to her. I'm Dee Dee.
Oh, Nina. Hey, I'm Tyson.
Kai! Your mic's still messed up.
How about now?
Better.
Oh, hey, I'm Kaido. Kai.
Mic's still busted, huh?
Oh, yeah, still waiting on the wreck to get approved.
Heaven forbid they give us functional gear.
I'm sure they're working on it as fast as they can. Cutter, I added you to the sector comms channel. It can get lonely out here. Helps to check in with each other from time to time. All right, enough chin wagging. Let's get back to it. We Weaver out.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Later, Rook.
Alright, and that's our lovely crew. They're all part of, you know, the Lynx family, just like me. Here we've got, this ship, we've just got some odds and ends on the outside. And we can... Now these cut points, I could laser them, but they're on the outside, there's nothing that I'm worried about hitting. So I can just kind of cut them off real quick with the cutter mode. We can come over here, do the same thing on this side.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
And now these aren't too heavy, but once I start getting these nanocarbon panels off, I'll be able to show y'all the tether system, what we just unlocked.
Salvage deposit secured. Credits awarded.
Very great for these nanocarbon panels. Now let's head inside here and take a look at what we've got lying around. So we've got some computer terminals. Soft crate, here's our cockpit. Bunny character D. Popular children's toy, contains real bones. Power junction box, we gotta be careful with that. So a lot of these electrical things will spark, and they can hurt us pretty bad if we're not careful. Ooh. What's this? We've got a poster. Med kit, which I don't need. A lot of oxygen. Let's try and remember that for when we run out. Here we've got our thruster cap, which we need to go outside to cut off. But to get outside, instead of going back around to the airlock, we can just pop this panel off. Also, I'm thinking about it. I could cut off the thruster cap and disconnect it from this whole back section. Which ordinarily I would have to do because this all by itself is pretty heavy. Well, this is not too heavy. But it would take me a really long time to grapple over to the processor. But instead what I can do is I can attach a tether to one side of it and then tether it off to the processor. And that's going to continuously pull it for the entire duration of the tether. And it's a lot stronger of a grapple than just my normal one. We do want to pull it a little bit, make sure it doesn't go in the furnace. But then we can just kind of let that do its thing while we keep cutting up the rest of the ship. We've got a high gain antenna here. Which we can slice off. Send that down this way. Okay. Now we've got a lot of electrical cables that need to go in the furnace.
Salvage goal achieved. Rewards allocated.
Before we burn them, let's get the soft crates in the barge. We can pull this computer terminal off too, it's all by itself. These computer terminals don't have power. I believe when they're unpowered, they're a lot less likely to shock you. But they're still pretty fragile, so treat them with care. Gonna tether that off to the processor. I can keep cutting.
Warning.
You know, time is money out here. And so is oxygen. And so the less time I have to spend, you know, babysitting things into the processor,
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
the quicker we're gonna get out of here, and the less money we're gonna have to spend on oxygen. Ships like this, where you're just kind of detaching all the nanocarbon at once, sometimes I'll just go through and I'll make all my cuts all at once, then I'll head back to the outside and get to pulling it apart. And no reason to keep going back in and out. Mild, like, epilepsy warning for people in this game. If anything ever does go wrong with, say, anything explosive, it can be quite bright. I mean, the laser cutter by itself is already very bright. I actually don't terribly know much about what triggers epilepsy, what kind of flashing lights. It's a shame, that's something I wish I knew more about. But, I guess probably do your own research, don't listen to me. If you do have epilepsy and you're watching this, I certainly hope it's good content for you, and not bad. I'm gonna go along. These electrical cables are holding all these panels kind of together. So we gotta cut them all up. But also they go in the furnace and not the processor, so... something I haven't mentioned yet with our tool, you can see at the top near the tip of our laser cutter, you can see a little yellow bar, and also down at the bottom right you can see our cutter's temperature. If we're not careful, it'll overheat and give us a pretty nasty burn. This should be all disconnected. So what we can do, the other very fun thing about tethers, is you can tether objects to other objects. You don't just have to go to the processor. You can tether to anything, so I can tether, this panel to that panel. And I can make this really nice daisy chain of panels all headed for the processor. That way they don't get in the way. Oh, but this is an airlock panel. We want to make sure. Always gotta grab those airlock consoles.
Salvage deposit confirmed. Applying credit.
And the reason I like to tether panels to each other instead of all right in the processor, just to keep them from getting in each other's way. They bump into each other, they're kind of likely to get all stuck up. Not make it all the way to the processor.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Here with our little push, we don't actually have to grapple something to push it first. We can just do one of these. We can just start pushing these cables towards the furnace. Grabbling them all individually and then put them in there like that would take a pretty long time. If I come over here, I can
Salvage secured. Account credit
yeah,
applied.
2 at once. Easy. Take one. Use our structure scanner to find them easily. Sometimes against like the emptiness of space, it can be pretty hard to find the things you're looking for. That's the other thing our scanner's great for. Lights it up. That's this whole half of the ship done already.
All right, Cutter. You got about 5 minutes to fill your boots. 5 minutes left.
So we'll head over here. Already did most of our cuts. Just need to get these cable junctions off. And let's see if we can't finish this ship in, maybe just one shift. Who knows? I'm gonna do my best, but haste makes waste and all that, and also slow is safe. They're always telling me, measure twice, cut once. So we're running out of oxygen here. I'm just gonna go back in here and kind of steal some more. Yoink.
Oxygen levels stabilizing.
Now all these panels are disconnected. We can come out here get our tether on. Tether you to you. I'm gonna tether you to you. And this one to the processor. And then I'm gonna get the heck out of the way. As these things all go flying.
Valuable object processed.
Awesome.
Credits deposited.
Now I got a couple lights floating around in here.
Additional rewards assigned.
Light. Blast you down there.
Salvage secured. Applying credit.
Yeah. These first few missions, I think, are missions, you know, ships, might be a little slow. If anybody...
Cutter, your equipment durability is dropping. Keep an eye on it. You don't want to be dangling in the wind with busted tools.
Just distracting me.
See it happening. Head on back to the hab. Use a repair kit to fix them up.
Terrible habit of mine. I have just an incredibly hard time continuing what I'm saying when I'm listening to something. My brain just short circuits.
Salvage deposit registered. Account
Hopefully that doesn't happen to me too much here. If it does, you'll have to forgive me.
Valuable object processed.
I
Credit.
suppose you don't have to forgive me. But I would appreciate it if you'd forgive me. I think all these little computer parts in here are going to take us a little too long to do all this in one shift. I'm going to try my best, if we can. Speed run this a little bit. I'm going to skip lights. Lights are lame. We've still got the whole cockpit
Valuable
to take care
object
of.
accepted for processing.
Come on. Okay. Just don't want to fit out the door. One minute to take this whole ship apart. That's asking a lot.
Not much left of this ship, Cutter. About 1 minute remaining.
Doing my best here, Weaver. That glass is definitely worth cutting out. Let's see what we can do.
Processing valuable deposit. Credits transferred.
And we'll tether these panels in. We're running a little low on tethers. Thought that piece was bigger.
Valuable object
Yeah,
processed.
1 minute passes a lot quicker than I thought it would. Sometimes it's strange with this game. You've got about 15 minutes in a shift, I believe. And sometimes that either feels like all the time in the world or no time at all. But there's half the ship done in one shift. And we'll get to the second half on, tomorrow. Easy peasy.
Good morning, Cutter 9346-52. Lynx would like to share the following inspirational message. The greatest reward in life is the chance to work hard at work worth doing.
We got Bunny Character D. Bunny Character D is a popular children's video character, an anthropomorphic pink rabbit. It was one of dozens of characters introduced as part of Pan-Terran Media Conglomerate's Fun Friend Animals pilot program. The program featured a wide range of stylized animal-based characters, and heavy psychological analysis was used to determine which of these characters were most popular. Despite appearing very similar to bunny characters A, B, C, E, and G, Bunny character D was determined to be the most popular among children aged 4 to 12. Interestingly, Bunny character F, while being the least popular with this age group, reportedly due to disturbing facial features, proved most popular among those aged 25 to 40, and is featured in a series of videos and games for adults. Several of the program's characters, notably Moose character, Pigeon characters A to C, and Salmon character, were determined to be unpopular because they were based on animals that have been extinct for over 100 years. In their latest video series, Bunny Does the Right Thing, Bunny character D opens an ice cream shop in New York. However, as blight rats infest the shop, the health administration forces the shop to close. Many of Bunny character D's friends encourage them to apply for government small business assistance to help them get a new shop. However, a wise government official helps Bunny character D understand that the best thing that they can do is not apply, as this would unnecessarily draw valuable finances away from the government that could be used for the betterment of society elsewhere. The moral of the story is to trust in market forces and in government to make the best decisions for everyone. What an interesting story. I don't know that I personally agree with the moral of the story, but we've had some changes made to our living space so far. We've got Bunny character D here now. Bunny character D will stay with us and hang out. We also picked up a couple repair kits for our gear, so we can see those in our room. Oh, we've got our non-plastic food. Very tasty. We got that new poster the other day, which we can put here. And it appears we also have unlocked a Bunny character D poster, which I'll put over here. There. We can check, let's see if we have any new upgrades to get. We're still only rank 4, so I believe we still don't have too many upgrades, yeah. We'll worry about that. Probably next time we rank up, we'll take a look at our upgrades. For now, let's finish off this ship. We're almost done with it, and we can move on to a second one.
Processor deposit accepted. Credits
If we
awarded.
have the time, we'll see how long this one takes. But I think this one's only going to take me 2 to 3 minutes to finish up top. So we gotta just rip off all these computer
Salvage
terminals
deposit registered. Account credited.
and stuff the rest of it in the furnace.
Salvage deposit accepted.
Everything.
Credits transferred.
Just take a look around.
Salvage goal reached. Rewards assigned.
Yeah, we got most of the panels put into. I think we got all the nanocarbon in the processor. Just pull these
Salvage
terminals.
deposited. Applying credit to account.
Pull and push, pull and push. Got a communications array. Airlock consoles, can't be forgetting those.
Salvage deposit secured.
Yeah, I thought that was another
Credits
door
awarded.
console I didn't want to forget. Okay. Now here we've got this communications array. And we can use our brace feature to kind of get ourselves nice and stable here. So we don't cut anything we don't want to. I'm not sure if cutting the communications array is bad for it, but I'd rather not find out. You can also hold shift to stabilize yourself in flight if you don't want to be attached to whatever you're working on.
Salvage secured. Applying
That
credit.
is all this. Now this whole thing is too heavy. Oh, forgot a computer terminal. And a door. Here I am saying we're all done.
Salvage accepted. Credit applied.
Now, that's this whole block done. I can just take this and pull it off to the furnace. Now, it was too heavy for our grapple, but the tether can easily handle something of that size. We've just got this cockpit left. And this door is going to be a little too small for pulling things out of, so we'll go around here to the front.
Salvage registered. Transferring credits.
Ooh. Now, I try to be pretty careful with these things
Salvage deposit confirmed.
as I grapple them to me, because when you reel in the grapple, they can start to get moving at a pretty high speed. Especially these storage
Salvage
bins.
secured.
They
Account
are.
credit applied.
These storage bins are no joke.
All rewards allocated.
I have been taken out by many storage bins. I'm gonna brace myself here.
Credits deposited.
Spinning wildly, and I have a hard time, finding what I want to look at when it's, or keeping my aim on target.
Salvage deposit secured.
There we go.
Credits awarded.
That's our mini-me sticker awarded. We can pop this in the furnace. Help it along. Easy second shift, or second ship. I'm gonna get shift and ship mixed up during this series many times. Please bear with me. Perfect.
Material deposited.
Now, before we end our shift, we're gonna purchase some new tethers. We're running low. And we'll buy some oxygen and fuel.
Have a nice day.
And we can enter the hab. It's not too big of a deal to fuss about all the things we have to buy from the kiosk. It feels bad that they're, bleeding us dry, making us buy the things we work with. But our debt is so large that we're not worried about paying it off anytime soon.
Level achieved. License upgraded.
Got a new certification level. We can take a look at some upgrades here before our next shift. Oh,
Hello, Shipbreaker. You have 1 incoming transmission waiting.
alright. Looks like we've got a call here. I'm going to receive this call. I'm going to let this play out, and then we'll go to sleep.
Hey, Rook. You ever think about starting your own business out there? Be your own boss? I swear, one day, I'll get a decent belt runner and make my own money. Maybe bring my old man along to help sniff out the good rocks. My dream is to tinker with ship designs. Maybe build some machinery to help with heavy-duty mining. Make it safer. If we ever both get out of here, I'd hire you in a heartbeat. If you don't end up coming with me, I hope you get to make your own way out there. Definitely ping me if you do. Lou out.
For the most part, during this game, I think I'm going to let the cutscenes and such play for themselves.
Hello, Shipbreaker 9346-52. Lynx would like to share the following inspirational message. Make the most of your shift by fanning the tiny sparks of effort into flames of profitability.
Oh my god, that was just so outstandingly inspiring. I can't even believe that. I wasn't considering before how hard I need to be trying to put my flames of my spark of effort into flames of profitability. It's just so important, and I wasn't doing that before. But you know what? I'm inspired. We're gonna get right back into the shift. I know I said we would take a look at upgrades, but I think that we'll do that in our next episode. We've got some bigger ships here. We can tell, we can look at their total mass to see how much they're worth. I think I'm actually gonna do, with the time I've got left in this video, I think I'm going to do just one more small ship. And then that'll get us a bunch of Lynx tokens to play around with for our new upgrades for our next episode. Here we go. And now that I'm kind of done explaining how I do everything all the time, you can kind of see how I work when I'm just focused. When I'm really churning those sparks of effort into profitability. Cargo range.
registered. Transferring credits.
So we got a little close to my head, but it's fine. But I take care of the doodads on the outside of the ship first.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit
We
to
don't need to
account.
worry about the thruster cap on this ship. Got a little cargo hatch here. Let's pop this off. Yeah. That comes off nice and easy. And we just send it off down to the barge. We can take a look inside here. What's going on? Repair kits. Those are very nice to have.
Credit applied.
As we go through the game, our tools are going to start taking damage. Just from existing. General wear and tear. And Lynx isn't repairing them for free. Any repair kits we find out here? Pretty nice. This fabric, highly flammable. We should be careful not to get our laser cutter near it. Don't want to start a fire in here. Same with that soft crate. This panel taken care of. Soft crate was attached to it. Looks like this came off with the
Transferring credits.
cargo hatch. What I'm gonna do this time is this cockpit. I'm just gonna disconnect everything first while it's still stabilized by the ship, so that when I cut the cockpit off later, I don't have to be spinning all around in space. Before I put any excuse me, before I put any more of this green stuff in the barge, I'm gonna actually cut these floor panels out. Come down here, and we'll just tether these off to the processor. All these storage bins are attached. I can actually cancel my tethers. I didn't realize these storage bins were attached. Just put these off. Head off to the processor. Then we can pop all these storage bins down here.
Account credited.
And now we've got this nice straight shot from the inside of the ship down to the barge, instead of having to like swim in the air around it every time. Food pack, we could just get out of here. We're not allowed to eat anything except what Lynx Corporate gives us. Now we can head in here. Careful of the fuel tank.
Warning. Oxygen reserves are low.
I think there was some spare oxygen to steal
Oxygen
that.
levels stabilizing.
Kind of juggling a whole lot of hats in this game. Got a poster here. I find myself bouncing around from activity to activity. Try to keep myself vaguely on task, but there's so many different things you've got to take care of.
Processing object. Applying credits to account.
Let's do the back end of the ship now. I find I don't waste too much time as long as I'm not like doing laps around the ship. Not actually accomplishing anything, just kind of looking for bits and bobs to mess with. I believe I have fully detached the back of the let's check.
Valuable object processed. Credits deposited.
Okay, so here we gotta watch out for the fuel tank, but if we brace ourselves, we'll pretty safely cut around it. We don't have to worry too much about. Is this free floating? Might be, let's see. Tether it off there. Yeah, that'll go. And the whole thing goes in the processor. I don't have to worry about taking it apart. We can put 2 tethers on it so it goes a little faster. Oh, I forgot about these fuel tanks. I didn't realize they were attached to the back end. That's okay, as long as I can see it, I can just grab it as it's flying. We're fine. When you launch something with this grappling hook, the push actually sends it to where your camera's facing. Even if like you can't look at it on your screen right now, it'll still launch it towards where you're looking.
Account credit applied.
But if there's something behind you and you're looking forward, you have to be careful and make sure you're not going to launch it at the back of your own head. Grab our airlock console. Can't be forgetting that.
Salvage secured.
Let's
Credits deposited.
pop our airlock off of this panel. Okay. Got one more here. So this whole unit is good to go in the processor now. And so is this one, so we can just tie those two together. This airlock and its attached console can both go in the barge.
Credits deposited.
Let's see, what do we have here?
Salvage deposit registered. Account credited.
Keep watching our cutter temp, always. Okay. That's all these panels taken care of. Where's our processor?
You got 5 minutes remaining in your shift, Cutter. 5 minutes. We were out.
Processor deposit
Awesome. Looks
accepted.
like these storage bins are popping out of there. This whole thing we're all done with now. We can send it to the furnace.
Applying credit.
Gotta be a little careful that we don't run out of tethers. And the other thing is sometimes if something goes in the processor, it gets processed and is no longer there to. So if you've made a daisy chain of things going into the processor, you just got to take note of the fact that they have to all kind of get there at the same time. Our O2 is getting a little low. We are really close to wrapping up here. I might have missed a couple door consoles. We've got 3 minutes left. I'll go grab some oxygen. If only to stop the beeping. A little trick that you can do, if you've got too much speed, you can grapple onto an object in front of you and then push off.
Warning. Oxygen reserves critical.
Which can be really helpful if you, because you can really get yourself up to a very fast speed. Well, this has become a bit of a mess. Get that chair down there.
Salvage deposited. Applying credit to account.
More infernal storage bins. Scariest object in this whole game.
Salvage goal obtained.
Oh, actually... Huh. I think we got a little hasty and we might have destroyed a few too many door consoles and stuff. In this ship. Looking up at the top, I'm seeing, just how much...
Salvage registered. Transferring credit.
The more red that bar is, the more stuff you've wasted. Or destroyed. Oh. We're not in danger of missing out on any quotas. It was nice, but let's back up a little bit. It can be annoying. There's a lot of doors that you're not actually able to see. They retract into the walls. And the doors go in the processor, but they're inside of aluminum walls. And so if you wanted to get a very good grade on a ship, you have to go find and cut out those doors. And it can be quite a big hassle.
Processing valuable objects. Credit
But
rewarded.
there we go. I managed to finish this whole ship in just this one shift. And I didn't do, the most efficient job. We missed a fair bit of scrap, but speed was really the name of the game here for me. I wanted to see, just how quickly I could get this
Salvage
done.
deposit secured. Credits awarded.
Let me just take a look around here. What am I missing? And now I'm very confused.
Look sharp, Cutter. 1 minute left on the clock.
We have not hit our salvage goal. But I cannot see anything else to salvage. Ah. Now hang on a minute. Ah, I see. This fuel tank. These fuel tanks are quite heavy, and the fuel tank didn't make it all the way into the barge. Glad I caught that. Didn't end as early as I thought we would on the ship, but there we go. That is ship 2 taken care of. We'll just resupply all of our necessities, and we'll end our shift a little early. Ah, we were only 2% salvage away from getting another mini-me sticker. Let's see, we destroyed an airlock console. Yeah, it's those airlock consoles. They're worth a pretty penny. 21 lights? Yeah, that kind of adds up. But overall, a really good job on that ship. We've got quite a lot of Lynx tokens to play with. And I think that is going to be the end of this episode. I will see you all in the next one.